Sorry, you like can barely see me. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Last night I had to drive 2 hours to pick up my parents and then an hour to drive them home, and now I have to wake up early and go drive 2 hours to go back to my house. It's been a crazy like 12 hours, but yeah, I thought I'd do maybe another driving with Callie just to kind of keep it fun and casual, but yeah, I'm not gonna drive with it this dark outside. When it gets a little bit lighter as I'm on the road, I will turn the camera back on. And yeah, here we go. Good morning. Let's do this.
It was a graveyard smash.
Hello, welcome back. I'm sorry, I'm so all over the place right now. I really hope that I'm in frame too, and I'm just gonna lay it all out there right now. I know that this video will probably need to be stabilized, like 100% probably going to need to be stabilized. I don't even know if I'm in frame, to be totally honest. I don't know if it matters that I'm in frame. I don't know if you can hear me over the engine. I don't know anything. All I know is that I'm really just like out of it. I'm not that tired. I just feel like I'm in this weird delusion. I don't know. I'm also like paranoid that the car behind me is a police officer. I'm not doing anything wrong, but I always just like get really nervous that police officers are just like following me around. Is anyone else like that? Like, I was talking to my friend Rebecca the other day about how, like, I will just I'll be driving, like right now I could be driving, and it's not like I haven't been drinking, I haven't been doing anything, and I'll just get really paranoid that like I'm gonna get pulled over and then they're gonna make me do a breathalyzer test or something, and then it'll reveal that I've been like driving like with a like 2.1 is like, or like a 0.21 or whatever, you know, just like crazy, like drunk, and then I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I didn't know, you know, and like nobody would believe that, but I don't know, sometimes I just feel I'm just realizing like I'm honestly such a paranoid person just in general. It's probably just, it's absolutely ridiculous, and I know that it is. And every now and then I try not to be so paranoid, but I can't help it. My paranoia, okay, I'm making myself sound to be like a total loony. Like, I have my own mental health issues. I feel comfortable saying a loony. Like, but if anyone else is like offended by that, I'm really sorry. But, I don't know. I just, my paranoia about these different situations, they don't actually, like, I'm not paralyzed by them. I'm not actually, like, worried about them, but they're things that I, like, think about, and I think about them constantly, like, all the time. I'll be, like, doing something random, and I'm like, what if this turned out to be, like, this or that or whatever. Anyways. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I feel like I need to offer an explanation, and I feel like no one is going to believe me. Like, when I go to work today and I tell them that I drove from Windsor, people are going to be like, why did you drive from Windsor? And I'm going to tell them this story, and I feel like no one's going to believe me, because, so, I mean, as probably all of you know, 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, you can go back and look at my videos and see what days I uploaded the Hurricane Matthew video, but like 2 weeks ago, Hurricane Matthew came, and it like took out all of eastern North Carolina, and it flooded my town. So I went to my parents' house for that weekend. I got there on a Thursday, and I was gonna stay the weekend because like my younger brother was coming into town from school on fall break, and I accidentally had a package from Amazon shipped to my parents' house rather than to my house, and so I needed to pick it up anyways, and there were just a number of reasons why I went to Windsor. So Hurricane Matthew came Saturday night, and it flooded us in on Sunday and on Monday. And then on Tuesday, it was looking like I was going to be able to leave. Now, Monday we had off because it was Columbus Day, but Tuesday I was supposed to be working. But because we knew that Hurricane Matthew was coming, I kind of like talked to my bosses and stuff like that about, I'm going to take my laptop just in case I needed to work from home. Because 2 weeks before Hurricane Matthew hit, it like randomly, there was a tropical storm, Julia, and it flooded Windsor, and Windsor floods were like really, really bad. And so I was like, just in case, even if we don't really get hit that bad, like Windsor could flood and I could be stuck there for a day. Well, Tuesday it looked like I was going to be able to leave sometime in the afternoon, so I worked from home from my parents' house on Tuesday. And then Wednesday came along. I really want to pass this car, but I feel like I'm too distracted to be able to pass the car. Tuesday it was. My parents needed to go get their oil changed in their car, and I was driving behind them, and I was going to I think we were going to go like get dinner or something, and it was all going to like work out, but I needed to pick them up from the shop because that's where like they were and stuff. Well, I took them to the shop, and my car started acting crazy. And I made like a brief video about this too. Like, I think it's like I had a bad day. You can check that out. So it was, my car ended up being in the shop for 2 days, and it's just like so crazy because at first it was like, oh well, I'm stuck in Windsor because of the floods. Well, now I'm stuck in Windsor because of the car troubles. And now it's a week later, and I've had to like drive to Windsor in the middle of the night to go pick up my parents, and then like drive home, and like the entire time I was on my way. So my parents live in a small town, and like my dad has a lot of doctor's appointments in this town called Greenville, which is it's an hour away from where they live, and it's 2 hours away from where I live. So last night at 7:45, I left my house and drove 2 hours to go get my parents, and then I drove from there another hour to go to take them home. I slept there, and then I woke up this morning, and I'm currently on my way on another 2-hour trip to go to work and back home where I live. And it's just so bizarre. And the entire trip yesterday, I was like, just knowing us, like my car is probably gonna break down too, and then it'll be like, I just feel like, does this type of stuff happen to anyone else, or is it just my family? I swear, like, it's so dramatic all the time, and there's really no need for it to be so dramatic. But I just feel like there's so much stuff that just happens to us, and it's always like issues with our car. Okay, I know for sure that I'm not in the frame. Oh shoot, okay, that might be better. And maybe I can prop it up there for some stabilization. I don't know. I'm gripping this dumb selfie stick so hard right now, it's not even funny. My hand is like cramping up. I like hate myself a little bit. But yeah, anyways, I just want to kind of give a little bit of backstory as to why I'm like driving and just, I don't know. Also, like, I love my parents, but they make the weakest coffee. It's not even funny. Like, it's so weak. Like, how are you supposed to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and like this is the coffee that you drink to wake you up? Because it's like drinking water. Not really, like, it's okay. As I've gotten older, I find that the stronger and stronger and stronger my coffee gets. And I feel like for my parents, it's opposite. Like, as they've gotten older, it's like the weaker that their coffee gets. But then again, there's a huge age jump, so perhaps when I get their age, I hope I'm not drinking coffee this week on a regular basis, but I don't know. Ooh, this is a long train, and I think this is actually the first time I've ever seen a train on the way here. This video should be fun to edit with all of the shakiness and the jumbles and the like the moving around of the stick, but I know that I needed a video today, and I thought, you know, I'll go ahead and get it out as soon as possible because it's gonna be a long day, and hopefully this will be the second video that I post today. I'm gonna try to post one earlier this afternoon of yesterday's video that I missed. Yeah, for any of you that were concerned, yes, I hated missing yesterday's video, and I kind of yelled at my parents about it. I was like, look, I let myself slide when Hurricane Matthew came in and took out our electricity for the night. Like, that was one thing. Like, that was fine because it was a natural disaster. And while, yes, this is an emergency, I'm kind of upset that I didn't get to upload my video, especially because, so I was in the middle of filming yesterday's video, and my mom texted me and she was like, we have an emergency, hold tight. And I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So I kept filming my video, and then it was like 10 minutes after I'd finished my video and I'd started cooking dinner, and she was like, come get us, please. Which, like, I had offered, but then I felt really bad because it's one of those things where, like, you offer to do something and then you're like, oh, I didn't actually want to do that. Which isn't true. I just was kind of holding out hope that maybe they would have found, like, someone who was closer. It's not convenient for anyone to, like, drive an hour, but it's also not convenient for me to drive, like, 2 hours and then another hour and then 2 more hours the next day. But I don't mind. I'm happy to help, and hopefully if something like that happens to me, they'll drop everything that they're doing and possibly leave the stove on in their house and come get me. But alrighty, I think I still have a little bit left in my trip, but I think I need to focus more on driving and not so much on filming, and I think I've talked like a whole bunch, so that will be all for me today. I think I like these driving with Callie videos. I talk a lot. I find that when I'm driving, I just ramble on and on and on, and I'll, like, usually call my friends or something like that, and I just want to talk their ear off. But obviously, with it being so early in the morning, I was like, definitely not going to call my friends. So anyways, I will catch you all later. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like and maybe a subscribe. And yeah, I will catch you guys tomorrow with another new video. Goodbye.